My nose is I just woke up. I just woke up and I'm congested. I am congested.
Company sent this out to me for this video, but this is not a sponsored
video. What is up, guys? Shit. I'm so congested. What's up, guys? I just woke up. I saw this video done by Taki, so we're doing a review of a review video. I really wanted to come out with some other stuff before this, but this just got released and it's hot news in the Steam Deck world because this is the company for all of the accessories currently for the Steam Deck. And the big thing about this video is this is a shitty packaging as per usual, Jsaux. But we do finally see this fan in someone's hands that is credible, because I don't trust that Chinese video whatsoever. There's no audio. I don't trust that one. You got to take it for what it is. So I trust Taki a lot. Once again, if you want to watch this video, I'll leave a link to his video, and you should check out the full link because we're going to be going through this rather quick. All right, Taki.
Link to this product in the description box.
So right here, he's talking about the case here. So full disclosure, I don't care about this case.
But the tube,
I don't care about it whatsoever. If you do care about it, you should watch this full video. The one thing I will say, that little slot on the center is where what we care about goes on. That thing is supposed to hold our blower fan that attaches to the system. So that's the only thing we should care about here. I'm going to make this video fast. The case in general is cool. I'm never going to really use it, but I'll have to use it when I test that blower fan, which is going to, I just realized, going to make testing our thermals really hard internally. Well, I don't think we'll need to do the thermal and testers, but I think I'll want to do is I'll probably cut out this section right here of that case so that I can take proper thermals into the case and stuff like that. All right, so here we go. Here's the main show right here, this fan.
Our next accessory is a fan, and this is really interesting because they're claiming that this thing can lower temperatures by up to 18 Celsius. Inside the fan package, we have the fan itself, an angled adapter for the Type-C port, and a pretty long USB cable. Now, the cool thing about this fan...
So real quick, this fan retails around, I think, $40, $49.99, $59.99 with a $49.99 with a mod case. That's what I paid. And I just realized my freaking monitor is barely hanging on by a thread. Holy shit. And I want to tell you how much the cost for these internal parts. Batteries, about $14 if you buy it on an open market. The adjuster, if you buy it Jsaux ones, $15. Fan is another $15. So it's like 45 bucks. So it's not crazy. If you were to make your own, I'm sure you could do a hell lot cheaper, but if you're just trying to like just jerry rig one together, it's going to be quite expensive. So if that's what your thoughts are, you're probably better off getting this fan regardless of how I review it.
Is that it comes with an internal battery, and they're claiming that this thing can last between 4 to 6 hours.
Yeah, it says supposed to be 2,000 milliwatt hours, which is 2,000 milliwatt hours. That rating makes it really doesn't make any real sense, that 2,000 milliwatt hours, because you need to know the voltage and the amps to know how much it's pulling to figure it out. So it's just an arbitrary number, in my opinion.
And a charging port on the bottom. On the right side, we have our power knob, and this thing is supposed to feature a stepless motor.
So stepless motor, so who's going to explain it?
You should be able to get fine-tuned control over the fan that's inside this.
So basically the same thing we have in our Jsaux one thing. And then we're going to go over here real quick. This is pretty cool. It's an Apple Watch that you strap onto the back of your Steam Deck. But no, it's not an Apple Watch. It is it's a strap. That's all it is. I think that's pretty cool. I would never use it. I fall in the phase like I never run out of storage. I have a 256 Steam Deck SSD with a 256 SSD in there. I've never ran out of storage. So if you do though, this is probably a good thing to get.
Inside this,
or you can get a 1 terabyte SSD. Micro SD. They sell 1 terabytes now, and it's cheaper than buying this whole case. Just saying. I think they're like 80 to $120. I've seen them. Okay, so I don't care about any of this stuff right here.
Would do with the included cooler, and I'm going to see if their claim of 18 Celsius is valid or not. We're going to use the same test that I did in my clear shell case, so we're going to be playing Horizon Zero Dawn at 800p with no upscaling method with the graphics set. I'm going to play this for about 15 minutes or so.
I'm just gonna scrub a little bit.
And RPM. Those are both important things when you're going to
Like I said, if you want to watch this full video, you should. If you want to, especially if you're thinking about buying everything here, you should watch this full video.
Fan. This was about 500 to 1000 RPM lower than it would be without this attachment. And the
Taki's video that we reviewed showed that his fan was like 63, 6500 RPMs, which is ridiculously loud. So that got me thinking, I don't remember what a stock Steam Deck is like anymore because I've heavily modded mine. It has thermal pads. So I might go about and try to get it as close to stock as I can and then run some more tests. But for the most part, I don't know his room temperature. It's right now it's pretty cold in here. This room is probably around 18 degrees Celsius. I don't even know where my thing is, but it's around there. It's pretty cold. It's pretty cold. So it's just around 55 degrees, I think, 55, 52 degrees. But I don't know. So if you're really on the fence of buying one of these coolers, I really suggest you just waiting for me to get mine and then me doing a review on it. So what's the best bang for your buck, because honestly, I can tell you right now, we got -10 already, -12 with heat sinks for a lot less than this, and we don't have to add a fan.
CPU and GPU temperatures throughout the entire time that I was playing stayed around 66 to 67 Celsius. The problem with trying to verify the 18 Celsius claim that they gave is that the internal fan is just going to ramp up or ramp down depending on how hot the device is. So if you attach an external cooler to this, the internal fan is going to work less. So the only real way to verify that would be to lock the fan to a set RPM and then do...
Which he's right. Said the difference between his testing or your normal testing and my testing, I care about noise. I care about fan speed and I care about noise. That was the main reason why I got into all of this. So
would be to lock the fan to a set RPM and then do both tests with and without the external fan. I'm not going to do that because I don't think it's a reasonable test case for this because an end user isn't going to do that. So what I would say is that while 18 Celsius probably isn't possible, I think 8 to 10 Celsius is a bit more reasonable. Now, one of the things that I like about this is that it comes with its own...
So 8 to 10 Celsius, yeah, it's definitely more reasonable. It's more in that range where I thought. The question is, if you're getting 8 to 10, how loud is your Steam Deck? Like, do we have 2 jet blower engines? Which I'm assuming you're gonna have 2 jet blower engines. So our decibel readings are... I gotta buy a decibel gun now. Fuck. Our decibel readings are gonna be through the roof. So that's one thing to keep in mind.
Battery, and that's going to mean that you're going to basically save a small amount of battery from not having to run the internal fan as high.
Yeah.
The adhesive strip that they have. Problem is that it's a bit expensive to buy by itself, so you're probably better off just getting it as part of the kit. As for my overall thoughts on the...
So, real quick in here, I want to talk about the intake thing. So it doesn't look like there's any gasket that attaches to your intake. So right here, the exhaust port of their Steam Deck. So there might be some air bleed in there. I don't know. It looks like it's a pretty good fit. Very similar to what we did with ours, except we don't have any hooks inside of it, which now that I think, I could have easily done that. That's how it attaches.
Motor, so you should be able to get fine-tuned control over the fan that's inside this. Like I mentioned before, this thing is sold individually on the company's website, and even if you don't get the mod case, this thing can be used on a stock Steam Deck, and that's largely because they have an adhesive strip here behind this film. We're going to use this on the mod case though, so we need to take this off by sliding it off, and then
okay, that's pretty fucking cool that they did that, by the way.
Expose this area here that can go on to the back of the mod case. Installing this on the mod case is very simple. As you can see, we have this cutaway here, and this is going to slide over the center mount.
Asian baby hands are adorable. I can see Asian baby hands a
Once the
mile
fan is
away
in
because they're so
place, it's going to
adorable.
suck out the air from the exhaust from the top of the Steam Deck and then push it through the fan that they have out through the top here.
So that's the part I want to talk about to end this video, and we'll listen to it one more time. Oh, Asian baby
Once
hands.
the fan is in place, it's going to suck out the air from the exhaust from the top of the Steam Deck and then push it through the fan that they have out through the top here. All of the other
All right, so let's talk about what he just said real quick, because I don't think exactly that's how that works. I'm pretty sure it just doesn't work that way. There is no suction on this thing. The way it's set up and the way the type of fan that's in there is not it's not a suction fan. So what you have in that mod is what we call a blower style fan. So its main point is to blow air. So it's pushing air, not sucking air. All right. So one thing we do know about blower style is this air travels, right? As it travels out, it starts pulling more and more air. So air from the surrounding area is getting sucked, is getting pushed with the air coming out of this fan. So over a long period of time, you lose strength in the fan, but you gain volume. You get the air gets further and further. And you could do this test with a like air gun and a garbage bag. If you put the air gun, whether it's a can air, and put it in the bag and try to fill up the bag, it'll take longer than if you were to back the air can away, or the fan. You could actually use a fan, and then about like a foot away from the bag, and then have it push air in that way. It'll push more air into the bag quicker. It's less pressure, but it's moving more volume. So that's what a blower style fan does. It pushes air. It's meant to push air and have more volume. So what's that doing in the Steam Deck is, we'll draw out the Steam Deck real quick. Not a drawer. And this is top of the Steam Deck. These are the vent holes, right? All the air is traveling up through here and out through this exhaust, like so. So Steam Deck, maybe I can draw the handles, make it look more like, oh my God, there you go, Nas. So that's our Steam Deck. And that's our Steam Deck. That's the fan blowing. That's the fan blowing all of the fun stuff out. And that's how that works, right? It just blows air out. So we have this attachment. It looks like that. And this, imagine this is sitting on top of our Steam Deck. And bing, bing, bing. And bing, 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 bing. That's our knob. All right, so our fan is down here, and it's pushing air up through here. So it's pushing air straight up and coming out of the top right here through our little vent up top here. So imagine this thing is connected to our Steam Deck. Steam Deck's pushing air up. That air travels up through here, and that air is moving a lot slower now, because you have to get through the fin stacks, which is inside the Steam Deck. These are the fin stacks right here. So it's slowing down. Then it hits the top of the case with our little grill on top of there, and also the plastic case. So that air is moving very slow at that point. So what is happening here is this fan doesn't have any of that air restriction. So what it's doing is, as the air enters the fan, it's getting accelerated out of the Jsaux fan. It's accelerated out, creating a lower pressure in this chamber. So this chamber now, right here, and then right here, imagine these two are chest, has a lower air pressure than here, meaning that this can get almost a suction-like thing. So it's basically pushing the hot air out quicker. So it's accelerating the speed of the air. And maybe I'm explaining it wrong or in a way that doesn't make sense, but that's essentially what's happening. So you got slower moving hot air here, you got cooler air here moving faster, and what's happening is that air is this air pressure in here is a lot lower and this one's a lot higher, and it's just really creating this suction effect, but it's a blowing effect. And same thing how I explained how the air moves as faster the faster air moves, um, the faster it moves, the more and more air it collects over time. So that's essentially what's happening here with this blower style fan. Does it work? Yeah, Taki just showed us that it does work. He didn't give us actual readings, but he says 8 to 10 would be good for this device. You know what? I believe him. You know, I just think what we need to figure out is the caveat. Price, first of all, is it worth the price? Is it cheaper to put thermal pads and cut a ventilation hole? Clearly it is. Noise, I don't know yet, but I'm assuming it's going to be, if his fan speed's at 5,000 RPMs, our lowest fan speed with our normal mod with just the thermal pads and the ventilation hole was 4,000 RPMs, or 38 to 4,000 RPMs, which is a hell of a lot better than 5,100 RPMs. It's cooler, it's quieter. So it's just, this is an accessory kind of just from when I'm just watching this video, it kind of doesn't make any sense to me. Like, when you know that there's a better way to do something that's not only more efficient but cheaper at the same time, but we gotta remember, all our mods will void our warranty. We cut the back plate. You can get a replacement back plate, by the way, but opening it up, getting, I don't know actually, will, if we put in thermal pads, would that ruin our, I don't know. That I don't know. I need to look into that portion. But what I do know is that I'm super excited to get this thing in. Can't wait to get it and give you guys the real hands-on, full-on review and compare it to some of the mods that we've done. And we'll see which one is the best one out of them all. I already know which one's the best one. It's the one that we got hooked up here right now. This is the best mod you can do. It's relatively inexpensive. You get already minus 8 to 10 on it and lower fan speeds without really, with less noise. It's just the best mod. But other than that, big shout out to Taki for making this video, giving us a first-hand look at all these Jsaux products. I'm excited to get my product, and I'm excited to tell you guys about it. But other than that, my name is Nas, aka DIY Poppy. I'll catch you guys on the next one.